Very good. And literally, it started running all by itself. Great. Okay, so we're over on PTB just to kind of see if there's any changes or anything that have kind of recently been added. There are a couple things I'm looking for. I'm looking for like maybe a zip line, maybe stuff in the crafting menu here. Just curious. I don't know if they actually pushed anything out or not, but occasionally we like to jump in and see what's what. Okay, I don't see anything here. At least not yet, anyway. Okay. I think things got wiped like when the initial update came out, over at least on the PTB. And we may see a PTB update today, maybe. So we're kind of, you know, just checking it out, just seeing what's what. It's so funny, after you play a couple other games, you start to move around, and you're just like, it's so different sometimes. Like we were playing Red Dead and GTA Online and stuff, or Arc Raiders, and it's like, I'm just slipping and sliding all over the place. Okay, I kind of wanted to walk around to see if we can find any of the telephone pole structures. Okay, there we go. Okay, so they don't appear to be. Alright, I don't see any platforms. Just was kind of curious. There's a couple other, like, you know what? Actually, let me check the harbor. Sorry, I'll have to do this under cover of darkness. The harbors have not been changed. Okay. Like I said, they could have pushed an update out like prior. I was curious to see if they actually had anything. Again, they could very well have something later on where like they drop something later today because it is Thursday. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll put down a couple bags and we'll go to the real thing. Early stream. I went to bed early. I was outside in the sun. I was swimming. I was real tired. What sunlight? What does that even mean? Oops. Okay, we'll set it up outside here, and then we gotta maintain our other bases that we got going on. Don't know if they got raided or not. We'll kind of have to wait and see. LB. Get to the tower. We'll place another one over here. It's pretty good. You know, you've been out in the sun, swimming and stuff, and then you get back and you're like, you just take a nap. That's me. Okay, I think we'll do one more. Get closer to water treatment. I'm assuming that's what that is. What is up, my dudes? Yeah, interested to see what they're gonna put out on the PTB. Watch, we won't be able to put a WT. I'm surprised. Okay, we're gonna switch over. Give me 1 second. Was that quick? I'm trying to be quick. Sorry, I'm still waking up. I was like, dude, we gotta play Rust. What are we doing? So I was going over all the stuff that we were gonna have in the future here, or things that we could potentially have for these quality of life updates. Somebody actually, okay, you know, pause that. Let me rewind. Somebody made a great comment. I was just reading through them before we started. They said, I want to see a roadmap with the next 6 updates. I was like, yes, I would also like to see that. because we kind of have this vague language in there, we don't really know what we're going to get for these quality of life updates, which I think we have two big gaping holes at least. And see, that could either mean something really weak for them, like maybe they got understaffed and management's like, hey, we're just going to do this and just sell skins or whatever. And you know what I mean? Maybe like, you only put so many hours on this. Um, Geez, I'm probably not making any sense. Hang on. So because they're vague, those could be really good updates. They may not have point of interest updates, but they would be good updates. Like we have a lot of big stuff that's going to be overall like big game changing. I'm hoping that's what they're leaning for or going for, because again, remember, November, December are going to be pretty taken up. Whether you're playing GTA 6 or not, it's gonna be soaking a lot of player base. So like it makes sense to have the game stable and playable, yes. But big releases in that time, maybe not. Now, if they somehow go like Excavator and then their next year they plan on hitting us with some big guys every single month, then okay, we'll take that. But you are kind of doing a disservice to the Excavator. It's a good monument. But again, it's not like it's gonna like go away, go away. Rust is always here. Okay, cool. Got the medal picked up. Bob's such a good guy. Bob's a good dude. You guys hooked up. Now, I've been trying to make this facility the place we actually like fuel up all our stuff. It's so funny playing a different game and coming back here, man. Because of like the way the acceleration and stuff works. What if I put anything in here? I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Okay, no, I did not. Okay, we're gonna fast travel. Okay, we're all sealed up. Good to go. Good man, good man. Just 1 second. Sorry for all the privacy screens. We do exist. Anyways, let me make more sense of my jumbled word salad. So, like, basically, when you look at the roadmap, you think to yourself, those could be, like, very substantial updates for us as the player base. Maybe we don't have the points of interest, but that's okay. We could still have, like, really good updates off of that. Like, and again, I was going through on the PC side, kind of going through some of the stuff. Like, having armored ladder hatches would be amazing. Like, that would change the way we build. That recently came in. That would be something that's not as complicated or time, because let's say like complicated kind of makes it sound like there's less work. There's not. It's not like it's not a monument basically. Okay, sorry, hang on. Wait, let me finish that thought in a second. I'm trying to see what we're lacking here. Okay, let me do this. We'll drop it up, and then we'll come back down. I think that sounds good. Okay. Let's check our battery real quick. I think our battery's gonna probably need... Oh, I think we threw some stuff on the generator. I think we did. Hold on. Oh, not bad. Okay. Not bad. More than I thought. Okay, in that case, we do it in like 15-minute intervals. Oh, nice. Watch that. Heck yeah, dude. But just save it for like a big batch or something. We could do a small batch. 300 per, it's not bad. For like 15, 20 minutes or whatever, however long this is gonna run for. I forget what the numbers are on this. Okay, sorry. I've started like 5 different conversations. Okay, let me go put that in the till. We'll have to grab our tools and we'll go topside. Yeah, so basically, it would be nice to see. I agree with that comment. All this is to say that I agree with the comment. I would love to see the next 6 updates, what they're going to be. Putting 2 quality of life updates as filler in between and not describing what those are and just calling them quality of life updates is kind of You know what I mean? It's not a good way to describe those because then people go, "Oh, are you half-assing it?" Is this like, because essentially, if you look at them as non-major updates, you're like, "Oh, are we doing like bug fixes like you did before, like the year before, and you didn't talk to us forever, and we were guessing, trying to guess what it was, and then you just got mad at everybody for trying to be like, hey, what's going on?" Is it gonna be one of those things again? You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of substantial updates. As I was saying, I was over on the PC side going through things like there's, like I said, ladder hatches, armored ladder hatches. We've got zip lines, cooking, engineering table, the jungle biome. Okay, jungle biome is, okay, we'll remove that one because that is a major update. You know, even just small things like that, like our food spoiling. Our ability to go through progression will change. And then if they add the next progression changes, which is going to be like the new research table stuff, you know, are they doing that? Are they adding Harbor? Do they consider that a minor update because it's an update to Harbor? We do know from the screen that the Harbor update's coming because the Harbor, or the ship is closer to us. You know, there's a plethora of things out there. It would be nice to know what to look forward to instead of us just kind of guessing. And then seemingly to get irritated by us even asking the question as a community. And even as creators, not just me. Like, it seems whenever we bring up the subject, it's almost like, you know, oh, don't ask that. And you're like, well, why not? You know what I mean? Literally, your responsibility is to communicate to us, like, what's going on. Why does it seem like we're putting you out? By asking the question. You know what, we probably don't need that. Not right now. And then we'll do this. I'm just trying to think of some stuff we need. I'm going to throw this in the generator. You know what we should do? Let's cook one side and then do this so we can kind of get rid of some of the charcoal. Okay, sorry. A whole disjointed sentence as I'm trying to get other stuff done and my brain's still booting up for the day. Yeah, you know what? We're going to put a full on this side. Because we're good on metal at the moment. Our burn rate is different on that side, I know that. That's pretty good. Anyway, all of this is to say that it would be nice to get the full information. And knowing what's out there and what they could put in for these quality of life updates, I am still very excited for what's coming. Because we have so many cool things that they could just add in that would be like a massive game changer for us. That's what I was trying to say. I got there. It took me a minute, but I got there. Oh, cool. There's our high quality. Perfect. Okay, good. I'm trying to get a representation of what we need here. Okay, it would be really good for us to go out and continue to get big boy supplies. We should probably seal this up too. I think before we're done today, whenever, we should have a good surplus and beef this out some more. So, what's up, baby? Was it daily? Says, what are you doing? Just getting the base all like even out. Oh yeah, we need a level 3, man. That's what we need. And then we're gonna try to cook some of it. You know what? Let's just cook all of this. Perfect. Yeah, because if we get enough supplies, we can probably make a bubbler side, which we kind of need to do, like, sooner than later. Anyways, yeah, so a lot of really cool stuff. I mean, dude, them just adding an armored ladder hatch, square and triangle, is such a massive, like, that would just gonna change the way we build and the way we raid, straight up. And that's such a small thing, but it's like, dude, it's huge. Probably just gonna wear that, I think. Is there like a hatch around here somewhere? The other question is, did I learn? I thought we had a better hatchet in here. Maybe we did. I don't freaking know. Guess we'll take the crabby one. It would be a good idea for us to probably go and get like a ground vehicle going. Maybe. First, let's get our supplies. It's always good to have a surplus of wood when you're down in the pit. There it is. Very good. Yeah, and even like zip lines being added in is such a big game changer. And then let's talk about like our big major update that we know is going to be coming next month. Early PTB, early in the month on PTB, and then later on in the month it should be at the end of. Is going to be the underground trains, which is, dude, that's a big one. I don't mind that they're breaking up the way they are, but it's just the quality of life updates being very, very vague is kind of frustrating. It's, again, it goes back to the communication, which I think a lot of us would probably say is the thing we kind of go, yeah, I wish that was better. Ooh, we'll take that. So we'll try to get at least 6,000 wood, maybe 10, while we're out and about. We have like decent food and stuff right now, I believe. Okay, I should probably have my privacy screen off, huh? Probably. Oh no. Not the dogs. I just got munched. Oh, whoops, I'm in the wrong place. Hold on. I just got eaten by dogs. Come on. Hold on a second. Let me get back out there. My server should be a soft wipe today. Which means all your BPs and stuff will stay with you. I got eaten by dogs. Yeah, zip lines, even the harbor changes will be a big deal. Having the ship be closer, multiple points where you can actually go inside of. The fact that it like docks at the harbor is a big deal. I don't think they've updated yet. I think what we might see in the morning, typically, is maybe a PTB update. And if there is a small update for main branch, it's going to be some kind of patch. It's usually around that like 2, 3 o'clock Eastern time. This is my Nightbot sleeping. There he is. Okay, so sorry. Let me get, you gotta be able to see. I think I jumped up over here. Was it here? Was it here? Was it... I totally don't know where I got wrecked. Was it here? Was it here? Dude, how did I lose my body? They're gonna eat me one more time, I can feel it. Am I in the wrong rock? It's possible, it was nighttime. I can't remember, did I crawl off the rock? I tried to jump up, I remember that. Maybe I didn't get as much sleep as I thought. Is that like a foot I saw? Hold on. It's surprising how much smoother Cloud Gaming's got. Yeah, a lot of it does still depend on your connection though. But yes. They die over here? Am I in the wrong rock or something? I could be. I knew I should have marked that. I thought it was this one, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I was in here, was I? I see the dogs. Did you do the thing where it like falls to the rock and we won't see it until my body decays? Is that what's going on here? I thought when I died, or I got munched, I kind of fell down. Then did I get munched? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, just as I said that, I just read that. Yeah. The upside to that is, it does another like position calculation when the bag gets transformed, or your body gets transformed into a bag. Ah, there we are. That's me. Should call it Munch Rock is what we should call it. That really threw me off. I found it. Was that like an emoji from another channel? I wonder if they're gonna merge that in. Is that Lone Crafter? Well done. Is that from that guy's channel? I hope they do something like that. That would be awesome. Like they do on Twitch, where you can just use the emojis from everybody. Though I'd imagine that could be a moderation nightmare. I get it. What kind of tea was that? Like a super scribe tea? Look at me. That's not bad, dude. 55 is not bad. Oh, your gamer tag? From us in game. Ah, I gotcha. Okay, okay. I was like, if that somehow is the system, that means we're gonna get those. Okay. I didn't think so, but I just wanted to ask. Ooh, we need this. Okay, so one of the major things we need to do, have just like a little module that's on the surface that recharges our batteries via the sun, because I just think the solar panels are just a good way to kind of soak that. I was messing around with that configuration the other day. I like it, but I feel like we need to make some adjustments to it. Don't know what yet. Should probably just chop these down and bite the bullet now. MP sizzle. What's up, Gain Forge? What's up, brother? What's up, baby? Oh boy. Don't do it. I got a jackhammer. No, I should have gotten away beforehand. Should be able to combat it better. We have a spawn point. And now we have wood. We're good, Game Forge. Usually just chilling. maybe in the future we might get some people together and do a little something. But at the moment, we're kind of just chilling. But I appreciate the offer. I'd rather not get a bunch of sulfur right now because I don't think we're like raiding. We're kind of just chilling. But you know what? We gotta pick it up to clear it anyway, so probably should get it anyways. I wonder how we should do our little recharging station. So we just make like a... Oh, we had that archway rock, which is cute, but like we can't really stick solar panels on that, can we? Nope. I was waiting for that. The 40k skins are cool. Oh, jeez. Get off me, Steven. Should have popped him with my jackhammer. Could have used a nice little helmet. Oh, sorry to hear that, biochemist. Well, it's okay. It's always in the marketplace, so whenever you're like ready to go, you know. That's kind of the good thing about the DLC store. It's always available, and I do like the way the new skin store is setting up, where we got access to the old stuff, so we don't have to like, you know, you don't feel like you're missing out every time because I'm with you, dude. It's like you don't always want to be dropping a bunch of stuff to grab the skin. You know what I mean? Especially if you've got you're pressed. Stuff ain't cheap. Oh, nice. Good. Happy with the new start? Yeah, me too. Well, hopefully things get better for you, man. You know what I mean? Sounds like they are. Yeah, it's tough for a lot of people, you know what I mean? Stuff ain't cheap. I know I said this last time, but talking to some people that were like overseas recently, and they were talking about how, I mean, they live here, they're citizens, but like, they're like, yeah, dude, you used to be able to buy stuff here for like not as much money, and it seems like stuff's super expensive. I was like, yeah, dude, you go and buy milk and go, dude, I'm poor. Milk and bread and eggs, and you're like, holy crap. Like, how much is this stuff here? Oh, jeez, this freaking dog. I think, did every one of the pack hit me in the back? Yeah, it's crazy. He's like, yeah, I was over, I think he said Italy and Switzerland. He goes, yeah, dude, the entire week. He was with his son. And he goes, yeah. He goes, we ate out, and we survived the entire week. 100 euros. I was like, dude, what? It's like, good portions, good food. I was like, no, I believe you. You said you're in Italy. I believe. Hopefully my health gains for the next munch attack. It was 2 a.m. for you? Yeah, it's early for me. It's like early morning. I fell asleep way earlier than I typically do. So I was like, can I just wake up? I was like, you know what? Let's get on the rest. So here we are. Nice, we got some stone nodes. Perfect. How much wood do we have so far? I'll be keeping my bases. I got a sleeping job hunt. Keep this apartment. Yes, sir. Alright, good luck, sir. Have a fantastical rest of your day and tomorrow, since you're going to bed. Later, man. Take it easy. Take it easy. Because I know we got the skin update today, maybe an update, and some other stuff going on. That's why I was like, I want to make sure we get some rust in, actual playing. So it may be a smaller session this time, but I just want to make sure we're, you know, doing our rust. I'm excited to build out more of these like little compartments we have on the surface. So I think if we can keep our supplies we're getting now on the front half here, we should be able to do that construction. In theory. Well, in practice, we'll see if that works. Okay, we may need a little bit of wood, especially if we build a compartment outward. We do need a bubbler close by. Maybe we make it like a bubbler slash defensive area. Something like that. The other thing is, do we trade in the wood? Or I'm sorry, the stone we have for wood? Kind of need the stone. It's nice to get out there in the sun. I'm usually cooped up a lot, so. Touch grass, as they say. Probably have to go on like a component run. I think that's going to get us most of the high quality we're looking for. Not that we have a high build for it, we don't. Just want to make sure we got enough. So we'll probably drop this payload off, get other things cooking, and then double out to go get our sweep for our materials. Probably, it wouldn't hurt to have like a 15, 20k batch of freaking wood. I think I don't have to worry about it probably for the whole week. Probably. That means we'll need to do some standard, there's the other dog. I see you. Get out of here. He's just looking at me. Get out of there. Probably dropped this off, to be honest. We're almost completely full. Let's go do that. Yeah, so hopefully we see some movement over on the PTB side a little bit later today. We'll cover the, we should, knock on wood, everything should be good today, so we should have our skin picks and stuff later today once that does drop, and we'll cover some of the stuff we've been talking about. Hopefully we get some more information as to what these mysterious quality of life updates are, but we shall see. Also, a side note, I know this isn't Rust related, but it does seem like there's going to be some movement in the GTA department here, probably this week, most likely Friday. I have to wait and see, but things are kind of angling towards that. I'm still shocked that they didn't actually drop the freaking trailer with the announcement, which tells me that they kind of knew the way they were doing their pricing was going to be a bit of a stinker. And they're kind of waiting for that to blow over. That's my personal belief, but let's see how the rest of that shakes out. So if we go in the downstairs tunnel, kind of had like a weird configuration last time. I think we were kind of shy on doing that because we didn't really have a lot of wood. Oh yeah, we got to be careful because our outer extent actually reaches that back corner, doesn't it? I think it does. That'll make it a little bit tricky to build. Part of me is like, we should just make a very crusty garage right there. Is that blue and red? Let me get a shot for this. That's a white one. Whoops. That works. I can't remember which one takes the white. I want to say it's the XP one? Could be wrong. I can't remember. I gotta take a whiz. I gotta piss. Dude, I gotta pee so bad. Hang on, we gotta have the privacy screen up here for a sec. Un momento, puff lave cheers. That's okay, actually when those are off, the generator's charging the battery, so. I got pissed so bad. Okay, I'm gonna take a leak. I'll be right back. Okay, what's up? Matt says, I'm not trying to sound rude here. It says, but by any means, has your console server been moderated better? It says, used to play on it. It says, but left because the 10 plus members working together to nuke the server. Did you guys submit a report? Specifically about like what's going on, what the name is, and that kind of thing? If you did, I appreciate it. If not, if you would do so, that would be spectacular. Yeah, specifically, what they're doing, the gamer tag, and what grade they're in would be most helpful. See if I move this over a little bit. I think if the bubbler's in range, now we could never seal it off then. I guess we couldn't technically do that. This is, yeah, we did. We saw it 3 wipes straight. We've been off your server for like 3 months. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Are you sure it was my server? I was gonna say, we've been pretty active. Catching a little pocket of cheaters. Like, people using scripts and stuff. You sure, right? Like this one right here? Just making sure. Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. I appreciate you submitting the report. Reports. We do take action on those. Often. I know, like, if it was 2 months ago, we busted up a big group of stinkers. Maybe that's what you were talking about? They're kind of particularly annoying because they kept coming back. We keep catching them. I think they figured out there's a limit on how many freebies you can make. We have 166 left. I wonder if we should just outright buy one. Yeah, we probably should, right? Alright, if we're gonna go back to the... Well, you know what? We gotta make this. Should probably just put some boxes outside in the open there. Just for the time being. It's like a group of 10 people all teamed together. It says... I appreciate you being respectful about it, because obviously we don't like people breaking the rules. We don't like people, because like there's nothing against like people making like a friendship to like walk around and do whatever, but like as soon as they're sharing resources, helping raid, that's the problem. Because you know what I mean? Because we want people to like make friends and enemies on the server. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you may be as 2 solos or something. Be like, hey, you know, that's fine. But people with connected compounds, people that have shared locks, which does happen, that's against the rules. And is obviously going around the server. And usually when people are raiding, they usually share the locks and they'll kind of walk around. Those are usually, we bust those out pretty good. Yeah, there was a group that was being real stinky. That might be the one you're talking about. We busted the shit out of them. And I think we even caught 1 or 2 cheating, if memory serves me correctly. Stinky boys. And sometimes we withhold like the ban messages on purpose. I don't want to give away too much, but like just because you may not see an announcement that somebody got banned doesn't mean that people aren't actively working in the background to get rid of people. I do like sometimes I hold the messages till later, because sometimes those ban messages help people indicate like how and methods. Do you know what I'm saying? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And sometimes I like to save them up and just play them over the loudspeaker when there's a lot of people on, just to let people know that their reports do matter. Because they do. I don't like cheaters, just like you don't like cheaters, dude. I despise them. Yeah, we're kind of reviewing rules too, because like I know the way we have it set up in the server was like you can walk around and like be friendly to somebody, yes. But the overall like teaming, like where you're sharing resources is against the rules. So I don't really know how we're gonna handle that in the future, because like it's kind of split. Like we want people to, you know, be friendly, but at the same token, it's like obviously teaming up as a 10-man on a 3-man server is clearly not the way the rules were intended. So, you know. We do bust up the groups. A lot of times it's people that are like, oh, I didn't know, or I had a guy that was on that wasn't on, whether they're lying or not. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. A lot of times it's usually somebody who's not playing with them anymore, but either way, usually we give them a temporary ban, but we try to make it pretty public when we do it. So like, if they have been abusing the rules, there's people that are like, hey, I don't like that group. And if they know they're going to be banned for like 24 or 12 hours, they know their base is wide open, which I think is just deserves. The server can decide whether or not they want to take retribution on somebody like that. And a lot of times if they've been naughty boys, then the server's like, let's go bust their shit open, and that's cool. Because, you know, that's what you reap what you sow. And then if we find cheaters, we oftentimes will either delete the loot, or we'll sprinkle it across like outposts or safe zones, or I crack it open and then make an announcement on the server. Or sometimes I just crack it open and just let the server decide how they're going to take it. Yeah, because if you've been outright cheating, that's not, you've been stealing the server's loot, that ain't your loot. You know what I mean? If you're a cheater, you don't deserve that. So we throw it everywhere. And if it's a lot, like too much, then typically we delete stuff. That's the only time we really intervene. And I'm sure you know this, but when we're actively on the server, you'll never see us, like physically, but you'll never see us in the player list either. So, because a lot of people that cheat think they can be like, well, I didn't see any admin on. I was like, brother, you'll never see us on. You can't check the list. I think they're slowly figuring that out, but some people, it's funny, when you're totally invisible, a lot of the people that cheat think that, like, oh, nobody's online. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? Yeah, like, I think we have a batch of a couple notifications will probably burst once the server wipes. People that got banned and stuff. I know whenever games like that did that for us, or servers, I always appreciated that, because you're like, oh, nice, finally. You know? Because it's nice to do the reports and stuff, but you want to know that's making a difference. And I'm telling you, it does. But hopefully that's the way that you guys get to see it too. Alright, man. Catch you later, Matt. Appreciate the communication. Yeah, same. Our wipes are typically like 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern, United States. And if they have a patch, it can be a little weird on the timing, because sometimes their rollouts kind of don't hit our clusters all at the same time. Sometimes we get it just fine. Sometimes we don't. If there's a glitch, like they've had the last 2 updates or so, again, I don't know if they're pushing an update to main today. Typically we wait to see if they're stable, because we always will try to avoid having to do a rewipe after the initial wipe. And I know just the way they roll out, sometimes they have to do that. And we try to avoid that whenever we can. Although I think, was it semi-recently they forced a wipe on everybody? Or no, it was a restart. It was a restart. Anyways, we try to mitigate that as much as possible. So if there is somehow like a restart or whatever, we'll try to communicate if we have control over it. And then even if they push one by force, we'll try to tell everybody what happened. Because we try to really preserve the whole, you know what I mean? Like the wipe. We want to make sure people are having a good time. You know, and are just playing it out. But sometimes those forced wipes from 011 G Portal are unavoidable. And when they push it, we honestly don't have control over it. But thankfully, it seems to be, knock on wood, it seems to be very rare when it does occur. Okay, so I'm thinking we should probably go over, cook a little bit. Oh, no, we're going to go. I think we're just going to buy it outright. Okay. Okay, we emptied our bag. We're feeling pretty good. We've got this other stuff cooking. That's good. We'll save our materials for bubbler itself. We'll see if we can get some more materials while we're out. We'll probably keep that 700 wood on us in case we run into more doges. Alright, let's find recyclable materials. That'll help clean up our base too. Hopefully. There we go. Looks good. We get some gears out of that probably. I think a Mo's on the way too, so we should be pretty good. It's funny, the modules have held out for a long time. Wouldn't be bad for us to actually get a freaking level 3, I can tell you that. A burp is delicious. Hey Matt, if you're still here, I appreciate the communication, sir. I appreciate you being respectful and you bringing up like what's going down, because we do care about it deeply. I knew I had another box back here. I knew it. Okay, so 249. We can probably make a couple more bags on our way out. Should we take a little bit of wood with us? Does that make sense? Probably take that with us for now too. We don't want to keep too much on hand because we might get raided. That sound freaks me out. Yeah, I'm here watching for a little longer. Okay, sweet. Sweet. Yeah, it should be a pretty good wipe today, because again, you can get in there now and stack BPs if you want, because that wipe happens later today. And it should be a soft wipe, unless, like I said, unless there's some unforeseen thing that 11 pushed. But as far as I know, there's no update today for main. So it should be, knock on wood, on time. Is what it's looking like so far, so. And I think our 100 pop is holding, because before they did that reconfiguration, I know most servers had a hard time at a high pop consistently. Things would get unstable. I believe in order for us to get a decent price on our servers, they reconfigured things that a little lower than they should have been. Long story short, they reconfigured it again, so we're able to actually get a higher pop, because 80 pop was like the max we could get for stable on a consistent population. Because honestly, if you're max pop for longer than 5 hours, the server got unstable at 100 pop prior to the update. So that's good. I think I switched this one off. You know what? I should probably go back down. Ouch. You know, let me make sure we don't get any stowaways. This is how little dingleberries come down. Bob last time set the ground on fire. That was funny. And I am trying to set up the I try to put a lot of caves on since we have a large map, like a really large map. So I do try to put a lot of cave variations inside. So if people want to try it out, I think I flip between mostly medium and hard variations of like ABC and then the sewer variant. The map should be able to support it, because there's other monuments that aren't being filled at the moment, so it should have enough surface area to do it. FYI. There we go. Another match. You can ride a bike down the holes. You can, but you do die from it. Now, occasionally you might be able to get a weird bounce off and then come back up, but it seems to be pretty rare. I tell people if you're building in the caves, just plug your butt. Know what I mean? It's just a good way to go. Whoops. Like my back area is just as secure as my front. I have a bunker on either side. So it doesn't matter what side you come down. And in some caves you can actually get behind the build or the cave section. So you either have to hold both positions or you have to be fortified or all of the above, something like that. Which is fine. That's not a bad thing. Well, hopefully I have enough for a, what do you call it? A bebla. That was sulfur, wasn't it? Yes. Is it nighttime again? We did have somebody try to ride a bike down, but it seems like they got wrecked. Maybe there's like when you fall, maybe there's like a small chance that can happen, but yeah, for the most part, we kind of make sure that it doesn't. The trap cave says you can make a base on each side and have an open center room in between us. This is kind of nice. Nice. That's cool. Yeah, there's a lot of cool variants. I hope I'm going the right way. I'm not really sure where I'm at. Well, I do like the sewer cave because, like, you literally can have multiple people living in there. So if you're trying to push the position, it like gives you a chance to kind of get a foothold. I think that's cool. Well. I like the baskets too. They put out 8 scrap. I wonder if the barrel tea affects those. Obviously it's not a barrel, but maybe it's in that category, who knows. It all depends on how they set it in the back end. It's so dark right now on the screen, or what? think we'll be able to afford that bubbler. There should be some more parts right here. Is it over by the forklift? There it is. If we need car parts, we'll just craft them up. That's good. That'll give us a decent amount of high quality. Okay, so I'm looking for either a small garage or like a TC container that's gonna have like a solar panel on top. The ability to charge some batteries. I know we're probably gonna need like a horse pen and like a crappy car garage. So we just take that archway or what? Maybe. I figure it's probably gonna get blurred. That's decent. Not bad. Not bad. I just hope I'm going the right way. I don't think I am. I think I'm supposed to go this way. Probably knock over like 4 of these or something on the way. You know what, to be fair, we should probably loot every container that's red on the way back. We could use the crude. Can't remember if we have any diesel on hand. If we do, we should probably go run something at one of the monuments so we can have a good surplus. Us kind of doing that stealth generator thing inside the cave seems to be working for us. As long as you put everything on a timer, I think it's pretty decent. It's not the most eloquent or super like efficient, but I mean it's efficient on your power. Alright, Matt. I'll catch you later, man. Hopefully we'll see you on the server later, sir. Appreciate the comms, brother. Oh yeah, and I think when the server starts, I'll try to sprinkle occasionally some drops in between all the different safe zones, so like one group can't take it, but kind of the people coming in a little bit late, maybe give people a little bit of a boost. And people that are like brand new have a chance to maybe get it. I usually sprinkle like 3 or 4 of them, but I spread them out. Now that the map is big, it's quite hard to grab 2 of them at once. Ah, sell for good. I have the ability to make, let me do this. If things go well this afternoon, maybe towards evening time, we might try to do, while we're on stream, try to do like a King of the Hill situation where people fight over like a time crate or something. That might be fun. I figure it should be fairly fair because if everybody wipes, nobody really has a stockpile of anything. So it should be fun. If we get it early enough, it's fun to see a primitive battle for the center. Let's try to pick a random spot that nobody's built at. We'll just... That's if we have time. If I somehow get derailed by something, it may have to be at a later date. Especially if we have server issues. Knock on wood, I don't think we will this time. It should be a fairly straightforward wipe today. I don't think they have anything scheduled. I would like to get more stone, please. There we go. We're getting crazy amounts of metal, dude. Crazy. That's so much sulfur. I get so greedy. Okay, we gotta focus on what we're doing. I thought for sure that was sulfur. It wasn't. Oh shit, you know what? Hold on. Hopefully this doesn't get us ganked here. Hold on. Was there like an orty in there for like 55 bucks? I'm buying it. Looked like either medium or like a pure tea. Either way, I'll take it. I keep thinking it's Arc Raider so I can like push forward, hit my inventory, and I just keep running. I gotta remember, I gotta hold it for a second. I know we'll probably try to spend a little bit of time tonight doing the GTA special event. That'll probably be later tonight. Try to squeeze in. I don't know. There's so much stuff going on right now. It's kind of hard to get it all in. Okay, thankfully we haven't been caught up yet. This is early enough. I'm hoping that we don't really have to deal with too much BS. Oh, it changed. Oh, 90 bucks. Okay. Not what we're looking for, but not a bad price. I'll take that. Ooh, 15 bucks for two? Brother. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. See, living next to that guy's not bad either. Like, that's legit. Let's just see if there's any red barrels down here. We're not going to go out of our way, but if I see some, we'll go for it. I see one. We'll grab those 2 signs and we'll head back up that way. I'm hoping to stay relatively in cover because if somebody comes barreling down the road, I don't want to get caught. Do you know what I mean? I'm still kind of hung up how we're going to do like our transportation type setup. If we do a garage, that might be a bit easier for us to get away with putting like a solar panel on top, don't you think? Oh boy, we're loaded up, huh? Already. This is a terrible place to sort my inventory. I guess your red barrel over there. That's not bad. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, let's go get our bubbler. Man, it keeps tempting me with all this good stuff. Stop it. Maybe we just have like a farming shack in between. It wouldn't be a bad idea, because then maybe we can put a little something on the outside, or you can just store something. We really don't want something big. I figure it's gonna get hammered, right? It's gonna get freaking hammered. Flying low. Am I totally missing the... I am. I just walked the wrong way again. Yes. Very good. Did I walk the wrong way? Where the heck am I? I really don't know where I went. I'm going to label this in hopes that I am in the right place. Perfect. Very good. Man, the return on that's so shit. 60. It's not even worth it. Give me like 20 bucks. Not even. That's rough, dude. Damn. fall through again. Damn it. Every time. I did notice that our computer station at some point in the future will require electricity. That's rough. Alright, let me see if I can buy one of these. Is it Bandit Camp? Yes. Okay, so maybe binoculars can be a bit more doable out here. Maybe. It's a big risk. I'm gonna leave it there. Alright, we'll see what we can put in there. Baby. Yeah, I hope the update on PTB is good whenever that happens. Whenever. That burp stinks. It's delicious. You're delicious. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Very good. Good morning, gentlemen. New update? Not yet. Not that we've seen. It's possible they could still do it because we started before they would have posted something. They're probably getting into the office right around the next 15 minutes. Depending whether or not they had it ready to go. And if it would be on PTB, I'm pretty sure. Unless there's some kind of hotfix or something for main. Those typically happen closer to the wipe times. Not that there's a wipe today. There's not unless you're on weekly. Very good. Yeah, just our upkeep run. Damn. Oh, we gotta get over there. Dude, look how much stuff I just picked up. Damn. Hey, you got the Astro set? Yeah, dude, it's good looking, isn't it? I like that it's in the thing now. You literally can't do that on PC. You literally had to get the Astro Man or the spacesuit, and like they don't sell it anymore. I don't even think you can trade it in the open market. If you can, I think it's worth a ton. Spaceman. Okay, hopefully we get a lot of space out of that. If we're lucky, we can grab some food. Somebody is up here recently. Yep. Gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. I thought there was too few food things in the market. I was right. They must just be coming back, which means if this person's hitting it on a regular basis, we should probably clear out. Very good. Got ourselves a motorcycle. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, cargo ship inbound. Hold on a second. Damn. Walking through the forest. Think we have any more space? I don't think we do. Do you get the whole Astro set? The one with the LR? The LR with the ticker on the side is so slick. I love that it's available all the time. I know I said that earlier, but I think that's so cool. You're cool. What? Dude, I've been pounding water the last couple of days. More than normal. Oh. I know, because I'm peeing every 2 seconds. Hold on. Oh. Oh, I guess I can't get out of the door. I just realized we have a bag chilling. Okay, we're almost there. Oh, what time they wipe today? It's just weekly. It's that wipe today. Very good. Hopefully my timing isn't off on this one, or we just lost a bunch of shit. I hope not. How many times is not too bad? Not too bad. Typically it happens, I think, around like 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if that's what you're asking. baby died. Right about there. Hopefully we can do some construction. Beautiful. Beautiful. They are so pressed for space. Look at this. So pretty much everything needs to be on some sort of timer, I think, when you're running stuff. It seems to be kind of the way to go. That's right, I keep forgetting sulfur burns much faster. Alright, let's see what our setup is down here. I want to get a bow and arrow and go over on that one side so we can't get something semi-productive going over there. I'm going to be very picky about how much actual wood we're burning. I want to slap it down the tunnel next to us so badly. So bad. Probably should. Do we have extra TC in here? I thought I saw one. Not yet. Yeah, we gotta start getting the structure for the rest of this going. Okay, let's get our mats and stuff over here. Swap out our locks on that side. Comps. Perfect. Part of me wants to scout that other side over here. Yeah, let's go check. Hold on, let me put these comps back away. Let's see what we're doing on that side. Perfect. Yeah, the metallic sound every now and then freaks me out. Straight up. see how our battery's doing here. Nice. I'm trying to think of the best way we can kind of pipe this stuff around a little bit. I almost want to have the bubbler in the back here. What does that look like? Is that crazy? I might have to take a shit. BRB, I can poop. Thank you for waiting. I had to poop so bad. I might have plugged the toilet. Don't tell anybody. Say what? So the extra power is going to the battery to charge it up. FYI. Should probably fix that battery, huh? Whew. I had to poop. I feel like $1,000,000. It stinks. I still don't know how we're gonna set this up. You know what? We should see if this works. It's kind of an interesting hop up. Oh, I was talking about my server for the wipe today? I think I get that now. Yeah, we try to do as quick as possible. If there's no, like, update from 11, it makes things much easier. Can you even make that jump from here? Is that even possible? Am I pinned? Yes, I am. Impossible from right here? Oh, it is. Oh, literally, that's too tight for us to even work. Okay, did not know that. Okay. don't know how we'll do the rest of that, to be honest with you. Huh. Let's get this next batch cooked. Yeah, we'll just go out on the other side and try to figure that out first. Might be a bit easier for us. Excellent. Dude, that generator life is dope. You been living in the caves too, Mr. Yonatan? It is nice. How are you setting yours up? Are you running yours with like a... I'm doing like a 900 timer on mine. These are almost done. Perfect. Let's wait for those to cook out. Yeah, boy. Don't really know how we're going to do the bubbler down here. I kind of want to throw it in the back corner, right? Because we got this weird lip going on. Maybe. It would be nice to have it all self-contained. Kind of leaning towards that, but then again... I'm trying to like imagine how this is going to go in the interior and how we're going to do this. We need just a little bit more scrap too to get this thing like kicked off to the next tier. Yeah, if the generator's not going, basically the power being on is a waste if you're not cooking. Yeah, I'm interested to know how you got your setup, Mr. Yonatan. I do want to stick it in the next tier though, or the next room. My thought is we kind of make this an up and over situation and then we kind of drop down, maybe? I need to kind of figure that out because I need to set up some boxes so we can move stuff around because we're kind of super tight. Alright, let me go next door and see if we can't get there. Okay, that one's done cooking. Perfect. We'll let these cook for the proper time. Yeah, I find if I don't put a timer on stuff, it's so easy to forget. I'm sure everybody's like that. Bussin'. Are you bussin'? I'm bussin'. It wouldn't hurt to have a little bit more on the battery too. Let me do like another small batch of that. I like to kind of charge this up when I'm online, and then that way we've got enough juice for later. And then we'll figure out how we're gonna split it up later. I wonder if our up and over should be around here because it's on the back wall. It would give us some more visibility for the rest of this stuff. I kind of like that idea. If this one came over and bent, we leave a small room and a corridor for that backside. I kind of love that. Just, we'll frame it up. Not on the inside, it needs to be flipped. That's not bad. And then if we walk down the corridor this way, this could be a room. Or maybe this is just where we walk. We're gonna have to start moving stuff, huh? Shoot. I thought we'd have some headroom here, but I guess we're a bit too high, so we're gonna have to have some kind of up and over mechanism for this. And obviously this has got to be some kind of turnaround thing here. This can't be soft sided at all. Let me shoot that out. Yeah, I keep avoiding the next room, but let's go set it up. I guess we can probably pick this up now. I'm scared. I do like the idea of having some kind of like small rooms here, maybe. Because then it like insulates us for the rest. I do like the idea of going up and over and this being like maybe separate pockets. We gotta see how this connects up here. I do like this kind of going up and over. It takes this weird backside and it utilizes it for something decent. I like it. I like it. See if that looks like, you know, I'm leaving it twig for a minute. Alright. Let's do this and let's go next door and see what we got. I'm not so worried about the stone as I am more the wood. we not have that much wood? That's crazy. That seems like it's decent, right? Yes. Nice, east into that cairn. I guess you could grow something down here, right? As long as you had the water, but you'd be basically walking it down. And we've done the manual version of that. It's not terrible, so you could technically get away with it as long as you're doing like big batches of like barrels and stuff. But then again, like all your real estate to like do that, you'd have to have extra room to be out. You know what I mean? For it to like be worthwhile, I think. That's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. Alright, let's go experiment next door and see what we got. I do like the idea of having like... So wait, if that goes up and over, should we have this go up and over? I'm starting to think about this more for a second. What if that was like a ladder hatch then, and that went up and over? That's kind of dope, right? I do like the idea of this bottom floor being completely locked off from everything else. Because then it adds this like layer of like weaving and stuff, so then if you come in and raid, you're going to have to hardwall a lot of stuff, which is going to be stupid expensive. But then we need like the most storage possible. And again, we want to have multiple doors, because if our bunkers are open, we need to have maximum coverage too. I think that makes sense. We'll probably mess with that. Okay, let me go next door. I keep stalling because I'm scared. My jumping is becoming an issue. Oh my. I had that set the wrong way. Cool. I do like the fact that we can kind of change this often for different types. You know what I mean? Oh. Oh. Hold on. Oh. There was an attempt. There was an attempt. Interesting. By the way, our shop fronts just got on PC, just got skins. So it's only a matter of time. I like that particular lock, but it'll work. For now, that'll work. Yeah, I came out there, I saw a missing door, I was like, I know what that means. They would have come into a hard stop, though. See how this door opening up stops all the people from, like, kind of just walking in? actually walk through that. There's the door, thank goodness. Eventually we'll make these into armored doors, yes. It's so funny because I had to replace these locks anyways, and they kind of blew them off, so I was like, alright. Thanks for wasting your materials. We appreciate that. And then if we have multiple layers like this, it's going to make this like... I mean, it's confusing for me, so it's going to be confusing for a raider. That's unexpected. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of them breaking that, because then you're like, oh, I can break, I can come through. You're like, yeah, totally. I mean, literally, we could have a turret right here and just go pop. Alright, let's try it again. So glad I checked that side. I love it like when new builds kind of get poked at like that. Ooh, yeah. Oh, okay, here we go. Fresh off the presses, everybody. Check it out. PTB's getting an update today. If we have time before we gotta sign up, we're gonna go check it out. The patch notes might be over here. Hold on. Or at least the change log. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Let's do another round. Boom. Then we'll finally know what to do with the rest of that on this side. Okay, cool. We charge out the battery all the way. Okay, major changes. Players no longer get cold on the cargo ship due to server-side checks. Okay, cool. Players no longer soft lock when dying on the OSK on-screen keyboard is active. Players can no longer destroy deployables by using a vehicle to clip through walls. Explosives can no longer be pushed through walls using a tricycle or sidecar motorcycle. Player SAM sites will no longer open fire at ground vehicles. Being killed while sleeping no longer causes the player collision and team state issues. Oh. Weapon statistics between the inventory and crafting UI have been synchronized. Minicopter fuel gauge now updates correctly when flying. Oh, okay, so, alright, cool. We can actually see it now. High external walls and gates now correctly snap into place. Players can now promote other players for team leader. Fix some title crashes. Alright, this really looks like quality of life stuff. Added some new main menu videos, added new loading screens. Using the PS5 touchpad for entering code lock combinations no longer activates the player's microphone. Says satchel charge damage has been balanced to do less damage to vehicles. Nice. Minor improvements have been made to large bases with multiple tool cupboards. Minor changes. Fixed textures at Bandit Camp. No respawn icon shows correctly when around oil rigs. Players no longer die immediately after waking up inside of a basket. Wait, what? Players no longer die immediately when waking up inside the basket of a hot air balloon. Oh. Backend text should no longer show the parachute hint. Ammunition counters now transfer correctly in between inventory weapons and turrets. I'm trying to see if there's anything major. Yeah, this literally looks like quality of life. They couldn't add anything in that was like big. I'm checking real quick. Players no longer die immediately. Ammunition counters. Yes. Safe zone hostile timers now appears correctly. Thirst gauge flashing has been reduced when dehydrated. Rowboat internals are no longer invisible when the boat is submerged. Adjust some asset sizes in RadTown. Okay. The vehicles no longer changes the player's seat position. Vehicles no longer changes the seat position. Is that when you're like inside the camper and you can't like switch to the other side? I think that's what it is. Like at the last slot, sometimes it won't let you move up. Okay. SAM sites now correctly rotate when targeting aerial vehicles. Player SAM sites now correctly... Oh, wait, no, just got that one. Duh. Scientist corpses now have correct localization and combat log. Tech helicopter's lights no longer desync from its body when the event is triggered. Ha! At nighttime, oxygen meters no longer persist on the HUD during swapping diving tanks out of active backpack slot. Multiple decor rock models fixed, multiple localizations fixed, and multiple visuals fixed. Yeah, so literally looks like all quality of life. So they plan on doing another one of these after the other one. So we're only really getting 5 updates this year. I mean, essentially, we're reverting back to like 2 years ago. Not to be a negative Nancy, but I mean that's the current state of things. Like, be a little bit more open about that. You know what I mean? Or otherwise, we're not going to be expecting an update every month. Like, I know they put out a roadmap, but like saying they're like bug fixes is crazy. Or like that's essentially these are bug fixes. These aren't quality of life. These are bug fixes. And who knows? Maybe they have another round of this. I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. Interesting. So if this ends up being the corridor for this side, how are we going to get up to this side is the real question. If we do, what makes the most sense for us to do this like transition back here? Let's think about it while we're doing the other build on that side so we have time. Alright, so we probably don't have to go over there to go see what all those major changes are, because, you know what I mean? There's like nothing play-wise that's over there, so. It's okay, I'm glad they're updating it. But, you know, again, it's that communication that's a little misleading. You know? When they're like, oh, we're going to do monthly updates. I'm like, are you though? I think they've only done it a total of like a handful of times. And do you know why? I think it's a mandate from Facebook. Call me crazy, but I think they're like, look, you got to do that, and they're like, hey, you know what I mean? Because it looks like they're kind of playing two sides of things, but I don't know. I don't think FacePunch is happy with every other month. I think they want it to be exactly like PC. I think the player base wants this to be exactly like PC. It's so funny they blow up some of our stuff and they still didn't get in. Okay, that's the jump across. This is the spot that we can actually get into. What's cool is if we end up sticking turrets across the way, this is going to be a really nasty setup, which means if you come down the walkway, you're done. So the idea is I kind of want to make sure that we've got enough room to push a turret here with some kind of like long range, but at least we can protect it. So some kind of platform. So actually we'll be on the inside a little bit. And also a back door here for probably a TC. I almost want to just see if I can put something down here so we can see how I'm still in range. Oh, we're not in range right here. Damn. Has it been 10 minutes? Can I knock this out real quick? Oh no, this has like been in there for a while. I didn't realize how bad you can look down the pipeline there. We're gonna have to cover that up. That's gonna be a problem. Okay. Okay, so typically, let's try my light. Okay, let me think about this for a second. It goes up. What? We can't place that there? What? Let me just see if this works. No. We'd have to make it a bar. Right? Then it would work? Okay, we can pass through that. Then we'll just have to fix that doorway. Because really we're constrained by this back section, right? Right. You know what? Here's the other question. Do we make that an up? Does it even work as an up? It ain't even gonna work. There's gotta be a way we can do this. This is a crazy stack. Let's try this. Is this stupid? Maybe. Come on, you gotta be able to place that. That's silly. That is silly. Alright, we're gonna have to take the worst option, but hey, that's fine. We'll figure it out. Oh, you bunch of pussies. Is he not accepting that because it's not a range? That's crazy. Okay, I have a question. Is anybody else hearing a turret sound, or am I out of my mind here? I have a winner on this one. Okay, watch this. I think this will work. Yes. Yes. That's so crazy. Oh, I think we had the breakthrough we were looking for. That'll do it. We'll just make the front work then. Whew. That was rough. We did it though. We freaking did it. I don't know which way that goes. We'll figure that out later. What you know about this man, what you think you know about this man is irrelevant. We could put some bubblies in there for nonsense. Really confuse the shit out of somebody. Wouldn't be too bad. It's like you could use that space. I have to put a cap on this back here. We got it to work. It was very crazy, but we got it to work. We also have noticed that our backside here is pretty crazy. We probably need to cap that off too. So we got our work cut out for us, but definitely a good start. There should be the updated quality of life update. No major updates as far as we know up to this point is over on PTB. And we should be able to pick this up a little bit later. Our server should restart around, or our wipe should occur around like 1 or 2 p.m. if things go as planned, if there's no like patch or something. So we should be good to go. And hopefully we'll see you then. We're going to have a mix of things throughout the week. We're still going to have Rust. Also be on the lookout for the skin picks later on today. As soon as those drop, we're going to put it out there. Alright guys, love you. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Laters. Have a fantastic day.